African numerals introduced to improve teaching and learning of mathematics.
Peshi Lagoon under threat.
And state of emergency declared in the Gambia. Hello, and welcome to News Hour live on GBC24 and GTV. My name is Suyoko Kwakuchere.
And I am Alex Eddy.
In the headlines, Israel's ambassador, Mr. Ami Mel, has paid a courtesy call on the Speaker of Parliament, Professor Michael Quay, in Accra. For a good part of 6 decades, Israel continues to support Ghana in agriculture and construction, and the visit was to discuss more avenues for mutual gain.
Its first mission in Israel in 1958 and has maintained cordial relations with the Middle Eastern country ever since. Apart from diplomatic and economic relations, pilgrims to the Holy Land are also gaining grounds among Christians in Ghana in recent years. At the meeting, leaders of Ghana's parliament suggested other ways in which cooperation between the two countries can improve.
Your health management system is something that we can learn from. I remember the late Minister for Health, Honorable Courage Koshiga, had brought a system of health management here which was being practiced, basically not to depend solely on treatment but prevention. So can we also, as Parliament of Ghana, learn something from that which you have been managing?
Government of the day is talking about a transformational development agenda. It's speaking about one village, one dam, one district, one factory. And really, the base is developing agriculture. As far as agricultural development is concerned, Ghana has a lot to learn from Israel, especially given the fact that this one village, one dam concept is being spoken about in particular the Sahelian zone, the Savannah zone. And yet Israel is a country that has conquered the desert.
Israel's ambassador, Mr. Ami, congratulated Ghanaians on a successful election, adding Israel and Ghana have good grounds for further mutual benefit.
We had very good relations with the previous Parliament, and we would like to keep those good relations between the two parliaments. That is one of my missions here. In Israel, in the Knesset, there is a parliamentary group, friendship group, Israel-Ghana, and in the last parliament here, there was a group, Ghana-Israel, very active one, and would like to see a revival of this group.
Speaker of Parliament, Professor Michael Quay, was optimistic of the prospects ahead.
Also observed the progress that Israel has made over the years. From an agrarian society, we made wonderful strides to industrialize beyond ordinary imagination. And in fact, we very much want to emulate your good example, particularly in agriculture, food security, and self-sufficiency as quickly as possible.
Now, His Majesty King Mohammed VI of the Kingdom of Morocco will pay a 2-day visit to Ghana from Wednesday, January 18, 2017. The visit is expected to deepen the existing relations between Ghana and Morocco, as well as present an opportunity to define new areas of cooperation.
A statement signed by the Acting Director of Communication at the Presidency, Mr. Eugene Ahin, says President Akufo-Addo will hold bilateral talks with King Mohammed V on Friday, January 20th. Now
to other news. African numerals have been inverted in Internally, to promote teaching and learning of mathematics concepts in schools, the numerals are self-explanatory symbols which can assist market women to easily identify the currencies during transactions.
Mathematics concepts which are being used to teach children in preschools and kindergarten classrooms set the foundation for them to learn more advanced concepts. Early exposure to the concepts increase children's confidence in the subject and make them feel they are good at it. However, two major challenges that continue to affect teaching and learning include the lack of African-originated numerals and alphabets. Complex numerals from different countries are being used, making it difficult for children to learn and write them. The inventor of the African numerals, Amadou Hudu, explained that teachers and children can easily use the numerals dialect instead of objects like counters and bottles. He said the idea is to establish the identity of Africans and mitigate the high rate of illiteracy on the continent for development to thrive. According to him, the Ghana Education Service has assessed the book and recommended it for teaching and learning of mathematics. Mr. Hudu has also invented African numerals wall clocks. He, however, appealed to government to support him to develop the ideas to improve on the development of the nation.
Ghanaians or African numerals are numerals that are invented or developed to solve several challenges that are encountered in schools, at homes, at the markets, in science and technology, in Ghana and the African continent at large. These are numerals developed to help preserve and promote African culture, that is African languages.
The Northern Regional Director of Ghana Education Service, Alhaji Mohammed Harun Cambodia, said invention is very key to the development of every country. He said African countries are lagging behind in terms of development because they do not attach importance to inventions.
I know with time and patience, this is going to gain roots in the world. It might be long after we are gone, those of us today, but I'm very, very optimistic that with what Hudu has come out, the African continent will embrace it.
Numeral wall clocks were presented to some key institutions like Ghana Television.
On our round to the central business district of the national capital, GBC24 found out that the sanitation situation is still poor. There were heaps of uncollected rubbish on the main road linking Tudu and the Kojo Thompson Road, and refuse bins were overflowing with rubbish in many markets.
The sanitation situation in Ghana's capital city, Accra, which is touted as the gateway to Africa, leaves much to be desired. This was the situation when the news team of GBC24 got to Tudu and straight leading to Kantamanto in the central business district of Accra. Some of the traders spoke about the situation.
The government has to employ more cleaners to clean the city because it is our capital.
We, the traders, gather the rubbish here for Zoom Lion to collect it.
We'll be happy if Zoom Lion stops using this place as a temporary dumping ground.
The principal environmental officer, Mr. Emmanuel Sonny, spoke about the situation.
We have a place at Wireless, we call it temporary transfer station, where we have central containers there for these individuals' household to send their refuse. And then we have we call it keep trucks that carries this to the appropriate refuse dump.
At Nima, the team saw some people doing business along a choke drain, exposing themselves and their customers to health hazards.
After years of degradation, the springing up of unauthorized structures and indiscriminate dumping of refuse into it, the Kpeshi Lagoon, one of the well-known water bodies in Accra, is virtually dying. This stretch of water used to be an economic source for the people. GBC24 was at the Kpeshi Lagoon and continued to the Dade Kotopong Municipal Assembly, LADMA, to find out what is being done to preserve the lagoon.
This is the Peshi Lagoon. At a first glance, the lagoon looks like a mangrove as trees and weeds have sprouted in the lagoon. Large portions of the lagoon have over the months been filled with construction debris and garbage, turning the lagoon into a dump site. Despite several efforts by the Ladadekotopon Municipal Assembly and some NGOs to improve sanitation in the lagoon, the situation still persists. The Principal Environmental Officer at Ladadekotopon Municipal Assembly, Mr. Emmanuel Soni, said human activities is one of the major challenges they face in restoring sanity around the water body.
Actually, attitudinal change has been our major problem as far as Peshi Lagoon is concerned. However, as a department, we've put in place task force, that goes around regularly to at least to check on some of these practices, negative, practices that pollute on one way or the other, is killing the Peshi Lagoon. We do organize periodic arrest of some of these offenders, especially people who defecate openly, people who carry their refuse and then dump anyhow. We do periodic arrest and even prosecute them right here in this magistrate court, which is very close to us.
Another concern of many is the non-desilting of the Peshi Lagoon over a long period of time. The rains will start soon, and one part of the lagoon is already choked. Our news team spoke with the municipal director in charge of physical planning at the Ladadekotopon Municipal Assembly, Mr. Anthony Mompi, who briefed us on plans so far.
The assembly at various levels have been in some talks with private people to help or to assist in the dredging of the lagoon. But before we can do that, the immediate step that the assembly is taking is to get the buffer of the lagoon demarcated. And that cannot be done by, just anybody. So the assembly has engaged a consultant to do the demarcation of the buffer, that from the lagoon, at what point do you say that no development should come there? And once the report is submitted, the report will be discussed and then the next action will be taken. Probably by end of this month or early next month, that should be concluded. This is the lagoon, this is the Peshi Lagoon. And you see, if you look at this scheme, you saw this whole place, when the scheme was being prepared, we left this whole place as a green area because of the lagoon. But this was done without recourse to where exactly the buffer was supposed to be.
Ladadekotopon Municipal Assembly is therefore appealing to the public to help save and protect the Peshi Lagoon.
On the second day of the 68th New Year School, which is taking place in Accra, presentations centered on the benefits of incorporating ICT in agriculture and agribusiness. A number of service providers in that sector demonstrated its practical benefits.
For the experts, agriculture plays a major role in promoting growth, reducing poverty and ensuring food security. However, the sector still faces numerous challenges in most developing countries, including Ghana. A typical farmer in Ghana faces problems including access to capital, changes in weather patterns, high cost of inputs, inadequate research and extension officials, and unfavorable land tenure system. Because of such hurdles, farmers record high post-harvest losses, incurring high costs and gaining little income for their hard work. On the second day of the 68th Annual New Year School and Conference, currently underway in Accra, ICT-based farmer service providers took participants through the use of their ICT platforms to promote agriculture and agribusiness and the benefits to be derived.
In doing this as a private business, we are not only creating wealth for people, but actually creating social benefits, social wealth, and social harmony in the community that we live and work in. You can have the best technology in the world, but if you're not able to deploy this technology in the way that the smallholder farmer can engage you, then you are still not solving the problem that the smallholder farmer actually faces.
So the farmers, we train the farmer leaders to do the mapping of their fields, and then we then overlay the satellite imagery over the mapped farm, so that the information, whatever health information about the field that we want to give to the farmer, we know that it is specific to that particular locality.
Reverend Professor Samuel Esuming Brimpong from the Department of Agricultural Economics and Agribusiness said, to derive the best benefits from ICT, it is important to design specific ICT interventions for specific stages of the value chain. This year's New Year's School has the theme Promoting National Development through Agricultural Modernization, the Role of ICT.
On day 2 of the 4-day traditional burial rites for the late Asante Hima at Menchia Palace in Kumasi, hundreds of well-wishers from outside Ashanti and Ghana paid homage to the Asante Hene Otumfuo Osei Tutu, who sat in state.
As the traditional burial rites for the late Asante Hima Nana Efia Kobisewa Ampem continued, there was the firing of musketry by traditional executioners who accompanied traditional leaders from the Ashanti region, as well as those fired by Menchia executioners. A large crowd of mourners and well-wishers from within and outside the region, including those from outside Ghana, commiserated with Asante Mai. The chief mourner, Otumfuo Osei Tutu, whose biological mother's funeral litters, arrived at the funeral grounds within the Menchia Palace at 12 midday in a palanquin, accompanied by members of one of the divisions of Menchia, amid the chanting of war songs. There were separate delegations from the Catholic Bishops' Conference, the Ghana Police Service led by the IGP, Mr. John Kudalo, the Ghana Fire Service, the Queen Mothers Association of Ghana, Ghana Bar Association, some members of the Diplomatic Corps, representatives of the Yana in the Northern region, Awulai Atibrukusu from the Western region, chiefs from the Bonafu region, and the paramount chiefs in the Ashanti region. Also at Menchia was a large delegation from the Association of Energy in the Benin Kingdom of Nigeria, led by their president, His Royal Highness Edomwonyi Ojieban. Meanwhile, Menchia Palace says the 4-day traditional burial rite, customary known as Dotiye, is not the final funeral rite. It says the final funeral rite will be performed at a date yet to be fixed after the installation of a successor of the late Nana Efia Kobisewa Ampem, which will come on shortly after the current funeral rites.
Every culture since civilization tends to the appropriate care and its death and funerals are deeply rooted in creation. In Asante tradition, funerals assume a heightened traditional dimension, especially when it is the passing of an astute queen mother or a noble king. People from all walks of life pay their last respects and like to witness this unique tradition. But have you wondered how powerful a queen mother is in the administrative ranking of the Asante Kingdom? GBC24's Rebecca Ewa brings you the story on some of the influential roles of the late Asante Hima and biological mother of Asante Hene Otumfuo Osei Tutu II, Nana Efia Kobisewa Ampem, who served for 39 years, earning her an enviable record as one of the longest-serving queen mother and kingmaker of Asante Mai.
She ascended the throne in 1977 from her predecessor, Nana Amasewa Nyako. The 13th Asante Hima Nanefia Kubisewa Ampem II, like her forebears, holds the second highest position in the Asante Kingdom. Asantes are matrilineal in inheritance, and this gives a person the right status within the lineage, and it is the Queen Mother who nominates the king for confirmation when a stool becomes vacant. She acts as an advisor to the king in matters of traditional importance. She also has her own court, where arbitration, material and petty squabbles among the women folk are amicably settled. She is the mobilizing force for the women in touted as the powerful and longest-serving Queen Mother. Nana Efia Kobisewa Ampem II, the Asantehima, despite her age, was actively involved in all the traditions of the kingdom. In the olden days, she led the women to invoke the ancestral spirits in time of war and victory. The Asantehima Nanefia Kobisewa Ampem II joined her ancestors in November 2016 after serving for 39 years. According to Asante tradition, it is believed that when one dies, one continues to live on in the next world. Funerals are therefore celebrated in a unique way: the one-week celebration, the funeral itself, and the 40-day rites. Most cultures have these three things in common with regards to disposition of the dead. Firstly, the organization of the funeral rites, rituals, and ceremonies. Next, securing of a sacred place for burying the dead. And thirdly, the memorializing of the dead. In mourning cloth, the whole of Asanteman mourns the passing of a noble mother of royals. The black funeral cloth signifies the solemnity of the occasion, and this is made from a unique dye from a special tree. For the passing of Asantehene Tumfose II's mother, a 4-day special funeral and burial rites is being held in her honor long after the week's celebration. These celebrations are rich in tradition, especially when it is the passing away of a reputable Queen Mother. Many people from the length and breadth of the country and beyond converge on Asanteman to observe this unique tradition while paying tribute to this illustrious woman. Various chiefs, sub-chiefs, divisional and paramountcies within the kingdom also come to pay homage and mourn with the Asantehene. Rebecca Iwa for GBC24.
This is News Hour. We're taking a short break. Please don't go away.
Good evening and many thanks for joining us. It's time to talk business and I'm Dorothy Ajimine. A report issued by the World Bank indicates that Ghana is the most digital financial services ready country in Africa. Ghana outranked Rwanda, Kenya and Tanzania. The head of Payment Systems Department at the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Seto Amedeku, added that now treasury bills can be purchased via mobile money platforms as well as paying interest on mobile money accounts. This puts Ghana miles ahead of its peers in the mobile money transfer services in Africa.
Telecom giant MTN introduced the mobile money platform into Ghana. This was used largely for airtime top-up and money transfer, but for 3 years there has been a positive growth through the introduction of services including paying bills, salaries and school fees. By 2014, there were 255 mobile money service providers in 89 countries across the world. Ghana has 4 mobile money service providers with mobile phone penetration in excess of 115%. The World Bank Findex data mentions Ghana as one of 13 markets with a mobile financial service penetration of above 10% in 2014. According to the World Bank, 13% of adult Ghanaians have access to a mobile account as compared to the sub-Saharan Africa average of 11.5% in 2014. The 2015 Financial Inclusion Insight Survey, executed by Intermedia, also showed that whilst access to banking increased only marginally from 34% to 36% for Ghanaian adults, access to mobile money increased from nearly 0% to 29% in the last 5 years. As at November 2015, the number of mobile money transactions per month in Ghana averaged 24 million individual accounts through 44,000 registered agents with corresponding cash value of 3.4 billion Ghana cedis in transaction. According to Ghana's central bank, 6 years after its introduction, there are about 16.4 million mobile money accounts in Ghana, more than traditional bank accounts. They also put the figure at 1 billion Ghana cedis, an increase from 500 million cedis in November 2015. These figures put Ghana's mobile money platform ahead of the famous M-Pesa mobile money transfer in Kenya. Aside these, Ghana also offers interest on its mobile money account, and customers can also use their mobile money wallets to purchase treasury bills from the bank at the least rate of 1 Ghana cedi. This innovation is unique with the Ghanaian system. Some mobile money vendors GBC24 spoke to describe the business as ever growing. Kofi Ajiman is a mobile money vendor, and according to him, on a daily basis, transactions increase.
During the election, people were coming. Many people were coming. Many of the customers prefer the mobile money business to the bank service. Why? Because it's fast, reliable, and
Richlove Abina Intiwa said her profit has grown since she started the business 4 years ago.
They normally say that when you mobile money is very, very convenient, because anytime when you get, there is no lie here, and when they come, they will not spend, let's say, under 1 minute or 30 seconds. Then I'll finish with them so that they will go. And they say when they go to bank, there's a line there. They will tell them to fill a form before they will do the mobile money. So because of that, they want outside. When the person comes to withdraw, you see your commission instant. But when the person is sending, you will not see your commission. At the end of the month, they will send your commission to you from the MTN. Yes. And the commission is somehow, let me say, to stay at home without doing anything, I must come here and work. And at the end of the month, like let's say I get 1,500 or 1,200.
To the head of Payment Systems Department at the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Amedeku, this has come about due to the bank's effective policies.
For us at the central bank, what we are doing is to provide alternatives for our people, so that they can plan their life, so that we can move these monies from the informal sector to the formal sector. A lot of people are not aware that you can buy treasury bills with your mobile phone. Currently, if you want to go to a bank to buy treasury bills, some of them may delay you a bit in buying the treasury bills. However, with the usage of mobile phone in the comfort of your home, you can buy treasury bills. So now no Ghanaian has an excuse to say that he cannot plan his pension or his future, because if you can buy top-up credit every day or every week or every month, it means that you can invest at least 1 Ghana cedi a day.
Who said the system is capable of growing above the current level.
I think we are even moving faster than Kenya. Kenya is coming down to Ghana because of the way we design our mobile money payments. In Ghana now, Ghanaians are paying interest on their mobile money. Kenya doesn't pay interest on their mobile money. In Ghana now, we have said that the banks should invest part of this money in treasurables for the mobile money subscribers. So now, even if you don't have a bank account, you can earn interest on your phone. So Ghana, with the various innovative products that we have introduced, we are providing opportunity for you, and you have no chance to fail in life.
The Bank of Ghana estimates that, given the trend of growth of mobile money in Ghana, the mobile money float account balance will hit 1.5 billion Ghana cedis in the next 6 months. This means the account balance will far exceed that of M-Pesa, which is hovering at an approximate 7% of Ghana's figure.
You watching News and this is the business segment. On the interbank markets, the pound is selling at 5 cedis 10 pesos, the US dollar at 4 cedis 22 pesos, and the euro is also trading at 4 cedis 48 pesos. Up next are the figures. Commodities market, light crude is trading at $52.55 per barrel and cocoa at $2,215 per ton. Gold is also going for $1,213.30 an ounce. Next is the board. The health segment is next. Please do stay.
Welcome back. In health news, the UNAIDS has patted the former First Lady, Mrs. Lordina Mahama, on the back for her commitment in the fight against HIV/AIDS and empowering women and children when she served as president of the Organization of African First Ladies Against HIV and AIDS, UAFLA. The executive director of UNAIDS, Michelle Sidibe, presented a certificate to Mrs. Mahama for her contribution to UAFLA.
Hers was a strong voice advocating for the eradication of mother-to-child transmission and ensuring that no woman dies during childbirth. When she was president of UAFLA, she worked through the Lordina Foundation and the Ghana AIDS Commission to help some deprived communities to benefit from a series of free medical screening, including breast and cervical cancer tests. For her effort, the UNAIDS Executive Director, Mr. Sadibi, commended Mrs. Mahama.
Present a certificate of appreciation to Lordina Dramani Mahama, President of Organization of African First Ladies Against HIV/AIDS UAFLA 2015 to 2016, and First Lady of the Republic of Ghana 2012 to 2016.
The country director of UNAIDS, Farmer Hill, said thank you on behalf of the UN AIDS to Mrs. Lordina Mahama, who was the premier ambassador of UN AIDS, and added cervical and breast cancer to her campaign. The technical advisor to Mrs. Mahama, former Gender, Children and Social Protection Minister Nana Oyelitha, said supporting Ofla's quest to empower women and children was critical to Ghana's development. Mrs. Lordina Mahama was grateful for the honor and pledged her continuous support for the vulnerable in society. For GBC24, Mavis Ofe Champo reporting.
Depression can affect almost every aspect of life, but some of the changes brought about by the disorder can be downright dangerous for those with diabetes. New research has found that people with diabetes who are depressed have a higher risk of having a severe low blood sugar level compared to people with diabetes who are not depressed. The study by Dr. Wayne Caton, a professor of psychiatry at the University of Washington Medical School in Seattle, says it's important to know that depression can lead to low blood sugar levels. And that's all in the health segment. Coming up is international news.
Now in sports news, there were flashes of the Ghana skill, but the team also lived dangerously in the crucial game as they pipped Uganda by 1 goal in the Group D opener of the Africa Cup of Nations underway in Gabon. The win against the Boogie side gives Ghana a head start in their group, though it did not come easy. Napoleon Atukito reports.
Team Niger are winners of the 8th Korea Taekwondo Cup staged in Accra. The 9-member team topped the medal table with a total of 8 medals, 5 gold, 2 silver and a bronze.
Hundreds of athletes from 5 countries participated in the 8th Korean Taekwondo Championship. They include host Ghana, Nigeria, Niger, Togo and Cote d'Ivoire. The 2-day championship was on the theme Taekwondo for Discipline. It was open to seniors and para-Taekwondo practitioners. They battled for honors, inspiring. Nigeria's 4-member team did not disappoint as they won 3 medals, made up of 2 gold and 1 bronze medal.
More than
The 19-year-old Peter Etiku defeated Ghana's Asedu set 27 points to 15 in the quarterfinals. He also beat another Ghanaian Mohamed Amidu Abba 17 points to 3 in the semi-finals before snatching gold by beating Ghana's fan favorite Rafael Gaga 19 points to 14 in the finals. 17-year-old Elizabeth Ayenacho won gold medal in the female 73kg category. She demolished her first Ghanaian opponent, Boatima Elizabeth, by 15 points to 2 in the semi-finals before clinching gold by knocking out Ghana's Lai Christiana. The 9-member Niger team were in top form as they gave their Ghanaian counterparts a good run for their money. At the end, Niger topped the medal table with a total of 5 gold, 2 silver and 1 bronze medal. Elizabeth Ayenacho won the Best Female Athlete of the Tournament award, whilst Peter Etiku won the Most Promising Male Athlete of the tournament. Here are some reactions from some officials and athletes.
Very, very proud of this competition because there are so many excellent participants in this competition from Ghana, Togo, Cote d'Ivoire, and Nigeria and Niger. Our government will continue to support this competition.
I'm very happy today. It never happened before. Today will be my first time, so I'm very happy.
This is my first international tournament and my first medal. Getting this medal, it was kind of hard because the Ghanaian team, they were kind of a tough nut to crack. But I'm glad I won the medal. And I hope to come here in August for Ghana Opens.
This is my first competition and my first win, so I think I have a bright future ahead.
The president of the Ghana Taekwondo Federation, Frederick Latutu, was happy at the level of competitiveness.
Our athletes
were not up to certain country standard. And this will give an opportunity for them to correct their mistakes and improve on their training so that they can build up their stamina, their skills, their strength up to that level, especially to the level of the athletes from Niger.
The 8th Korea Cup Taekwondo Championship was hosted by the Ghana Taekwondo Federation and sponsored by the Korea Embassy in Accra.
World number 9, Rafael Nadal, produced a commanding display to beat Germany's Florian Mayer 6-3, 6-4, 6-4 in Melbourne. Elsewhere, 6-time Australian Open champion Serena Williams also progressed to the second round with a straight-set win over Swiss teenager Belinda Bencic.
Following their bitter loss to the Cleveland Cavs on Christmas Day, the Golden State Warriors secured their revenge last night with a 126-91 blowout win at the Oracle Arena. And that's all we have in sports. Entertainment news is coming up next.
Cutting.
Hello, good evening. Time for some arts news. My name is Valerie Danso. To commemorate 60 years of diplomatic relations between India and Ghana, India's High Commission has launched the Festival of India in Ghana. The event took place at the High Commission's premises in Accra. Next up are some tidbits. That's all in this segment. Have a good evening.
Today's cultural practices are mistletoe removal and canal and gutter cutting.
Thank you very much for joining me. See you same time tomorrow. Enjoy GTV.
And before we go, look once again at the headlines. African numerals have been invented in Tamale to promote teaching and learning of mathematics concepts in schools. The numerals are self-explanatory symbols which can assist market women to easily identify the currencies during transactions.
After years of degradation, the springing up of unauthorized structures and indiscriminate dumping of refuse into it, the Kweshi Lagoon, one of the well-known water bodies in Accra, is virtually dying. This stretch of water used to be an...
And that's all in the news for now. Thank you so much for watching.